This video is brought to you by the Deck of Many and their Big Bad Booklet series. Welcome back to the Gallant Goblin. WizKids just sent us this preview pack of their new WarLock Tiles. This dungeon terrain is designed to be affordable, easy to use, and versatile. Well, we're about to find out. It should be hitting the shelves of your local and online game stores this summer. Let's start by doing an inventory of what's in the box. But first, the box itself is a nifty little carrying case so you can take your tile collection to your local game store or a convention or on a gaming cruise or just out to the beach for some immersive Kraken battles. Here's everything included in the box. 26 2x2 tiles, 2 4x4 tiles, 2 2x8 tiles, 18 2-inch straight stone walls, 16 2-inch straight stone interior walls, 4 1-inch exterior wall doors, 4 2-inch exterior wall double doors, 2 1-inch interior wall doors, 8 corner pillars, 5 inside cornerstone walls, 5 outside cornerstone walls, 20 stone edge caps, 90 WarLock clips, 8 DRAGONLOCK adapter clips, and 8 OpenLOCK adapter clips. Now let's see how each of these pieces is used. The tiles themselves are double-sided, with stone on one side and wood on the other. When you add up all the tile area, it comes out to be 164 total 1-inch squares on which you can play. And you'll notice that there's a subtle grid pattern on the tiles to help you during gameplay. You've also got a couple of different types of walls to use. You've got these thick exterior walls that sit right up against your floor so you don't lose any play space. There are 18 of these and they are 2 inches long each. As for corners, we have 5 inside corners and 5 outside corners. Now the inside corners are about ½ an inch less long on each side. And the inside corners fit right up like this, and the exterior ones sit on the outside like this. Now, if you want to extend the interior corners to meet that add that extra ½ an inch back in, they have these little corner caps that you can add on. Now, the inside corners have the little connector slot on the outside, and the outside corners have the little connector slot on the inside. And these can be a bit unsightly if they're on the outside of your map. So they come with these little edge clips like this, and you can slot them right into those unsightly slots to make your build look a little bit cleaner. The 8 exterior doors are all functional and can open and close like this. The little interior walls and doors are made to just slot right between the tiles like this. They're very easy to slot in and move about as you need to. They also have these little interior doors, and these are not functional, but they slot into the floor just like the walls do. You'll notice that all the walls are 1 inch high. These are considered half walls in the dungeon terrain biz, and they're just made that way to increase visibility and accessibility when you're trying to play on your battle map. If you prefer the full walls, which are 2 inches tall, they are releasing a set of those in the future. Now, ultimately, there are 2 ways to put these sets together. You can just quickly slot the pieces together on the board just by laying them out like this. This is faster and easier, and it lets you build things and change things on the fly. But the pieces can get jostled a bit as you play, which can make some of those interior walls become a bit loose. As you can see in some of the builds I put together here with various other scatter terrain sets, this is how I've done it. I needed to make a lot of builds quickly so things aren't clipped together. So you may see a few slanted interior walls or small gaps between the pieces. Also, I didn't always remember to use the little edge caps on the corner pieces. So all my builds could have been a little bit cleaner, have a little cleaner look if I'd taken the time to use those clips, but I wanted to get this video out to you as soon as I could. Now, the other way, of course, is to use the little clips, the little WarLock clips, to connect all the pieces together properly. And this adds a bit of time and effort to your builds, but it helps you in a number of ways. It keeps everything stable on the gaming table, so a stray die doesn't wreck a section of your battle map. It allows you to build your map in one place and actually carry it to the gaming table when you're ready to use it. And it keeps all your interior walls and door pieces tight and vertical. Now, it takes a little time to get used to using these little WarLock clips if you haven't used a system like this before. I think the most important thing I can tell you is that you don't have to worry about being gentle. These little clips are not going to break on you. All you have to do to put them together is push it straight in like that until you hear a click, then push down until you hear that second click, and finally push up again until you hear the final click. And now they're ready to connect together. Now when you're ready to separate your tiles and take the little clips out, all you have to do is take the tile like that and put a little pressure on the top until it usually just comes out like that. Now, doing a lot of these tiles and taking a lot of these clips out can be a little rough on the old fingers, especially if the closest you get to manual labor, like me, is filling up the water reservoir in your Keurig machine at work once a day. So if you're having to do a lot of these, you can even just go and get your pliers. And I found this to be like an easier way to do it, and you can just grasp onto the clip like this and just kind of pull it down, and it comes out pretty easily. And, you know, like I said, these little clips are not going to get damaged. So if you want to do it by hand, you can do it. But if you're doing a lot, you might just want to grab your little pliers and make it a little easier on yourself. Once you get the hang of using the little clips, it won't take you very long to put together a set, but there is a slight learning curve though. Now, this isn't the first set of tiles that functions like this with the little locking clips. If you have a 3D printer at home, you may know that there are several printed home dungeon terrain options out there. Two of the bigger ones are DRAGONLOCK and OpenLOCK. You can find all sorts of terrain, buildings, stairs, doors, and more using these systems. You just print out the tiles at home, paint them up, and then get to battling. The WarLock system here is designed to work with both the DRAGONLOCK and the OpenLOCK system, though all three use different style clips to keep the tiles together. The WarLock box here includes 8 adapter clips that will allow you to connect your WarLock tiles to your DRAGONLOCK tiles, and 8 to connect to your OpenLOCK tiles. So feel free to mix and match to your heart's content. This is a great way to expand your collection if you don't mind going to a little extra effort. Speaking of mixing and matching, we solicited some questions from Facebook and Instagram, and one of the more popular questions was how the WarLock tiles compare to Dwarven Forge and if they could be used together. Here we have some Dwarven Forge City Builder tiles and some Dwarven Forge Dungeon of Doom tiles next to my WarLock tile builds. Now, as you can see, I think they fit together pretty well. Of course, you won't be able to lock them together because that's not how Dwarven Forge works, but if you slot them next to each other, they look and function just fine. Let's look at some of the other questions that you all had on Facebook and Instagram. Kelly asked what the price range was. So there will be 2 base sets offered at launch, each one for an MSRP of $99.99. We have Dungeon Tiles 1, that's that set here that we're looking at, and there's also the Town and Village set, which we'll hopefully show you in a future video. There are additional expansion packs coming, including Expansion Pack 1, Stairs and Ladders, Dungeon Dressing, Doors and Archways, and Summoning Circles with LED-powered light-up floor tiles. These each have an MSRP of $49.99. All of these sets should be hitting the store shelves in July 2020. Now, keep in mind that some retailers may be selling these for below MSRP, so shop around if you want to find the best price. Also, your friendly local game store may offer you some pre-order deals, so be sure to call them up and ask them as well. Robert asked how versatile the set was. To me, it seemed quite versatile. You can judge for yourself, though, as I tried to show you a wide variety of builds in this video. So having the double-sided tiles really opens up a lot of your options and can make one build feel a lot different from another. Caleb asked how they compare to Dwarven Forge from a quality perspective, and honestly, they kind of own different parts of the market. If you wanted the amount of playable space that the WarLock tiles gives you in Dwarven Forge, you're going to be paying a lot more. Also, Dwarven Forge has just been around for much longer, so it's hard to really compare the variety of pieces offered. I'll be curious to see what the WarLock tiles lineup looks like in a few years. The great thing, though, is that I think they work perfectly well together. Of course, they're made of different materials and have a different feel, but they're all to the same scale, so you can have a tavern built from WarLock tiles right next to a guardhouse made from Dwarven Forge's City Builder tiles, and it should all flow together pretty well. So one option you might want to consider is using the much more affordable and easy to get WarLock tiles for your bread and butter dungeons and town buildings, and then supplementing that with some of the cool Dwarven Forge flavor pieces to get the best bang for your buck. You can tell that a lot of thought went into this product. It's elegantly designed, allows for a wide variety of builds, from dark dungeons to taverns and inns, and it gives you a generous amount of play space that should work for most encounters. The only thing I kept hoping I had more of were these little interior doors, as they were really easy to slot in. I wanted to use them to create an inn with several rooms in it. But all in all, it seems like a great way to get started with your dungeon terrain collection or supplement what you already have. Just like everything we review on this channel, none of this is necessary to have a fantastic time with your games. For that, all you need is your friends and some rules and your dice. Whether you conduct battles in your imagination, or on flip mats, or hand-drawn grid paper, or using dungeon terrain, or online with Roll20 or Fantasy Grounds, it's purely up to what appeals to you and your gaming group. It's great fun to have these awesome toys in front of you while you're playing to give everything that wonderfully tactile feel, but don't feel like you have to have this stuff to enjoy D&D, Pathfinder, Starfinder, or your game of choice. But if you are interested in dungeon terrain, this is probably the best, most affordable way to get started. If you have particular questions, feel free to leave them down below in the comments section. And if you want to ask questions that will be addressed in future videos, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, where I solicit questions before making these videos. Let me know what you think of this set in the comments section down below. A couple more things I want to tell you before I let you go, if you'd be so kind. It's Pride Month, and we're opening a Gallant Goblin merch store. We're kicking things off with our Pride-themed Kobold collection, which should be steadily expanding over the next few weeks. Through Redbubble, you can get everything from t-shirts to hoodies to stickers and bath mats. For the next month, all profits from the sale of our Pride shirts and Pride merchandise will go to GLSEN, which is an organization I've worked with that helps support LGBTQ+ kiddos in school and protects them from bullying. You can visit our store at the link in the description below or by visiting gallantgoblin.redbubble.com. And we want to thank our sponsor for this video, the Deck of Many, and their Big Bad Booklet series, which is a monthly zine about boss monsters for 5th edition. Each booklet contains everything you need to run an epic boss encounter, including stat blocks, story hooks, art, layer information, and more. This month, come meet Tendon and Bone, a strange mutated drow and their blind basilisk companion who stalk their prey in crystal caverns deep below the earth. Will you be the hunter or the hunted? Subscribe today at bigbadbooklet.com. Many thanks for watching today, and again, thanks to WizKids for sending us this package to review. You can help support our channel by buying some merch, clicking the little thumbs up button down below the video, subscribing, and sharing our videos with your friends. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you next time at the Gallant Goblin.